The first time I saw him was on campus, walking around the quadrangle. It wasn't hard to spot who Pete Maravich was. Floppy hair, tall, skinny, 6'5" kid. Back then, freshmen didn't play on the varsity. His average in his freshman year was in the 40s. The buzz around town was, you better get there early, because you may not get a seat.
They would be lined up for an hour and a half or 2 hours before the game his freshman year.
It changed the eating habits of people in Baton Rouge, because the varsity started at 7:45 and freshmen tipped off at 5:45. So what you had to do to see the freshman game was skip supper.
They'd be there at 5:15, packed house, over 11,000 people.
And after the freshman game, the place would empty out, and the varsity might have played before 800 or 900 people.
That's exactly right. I was on the varsity, and as we were warming up, people would be filing out.
So you knew something special was going on.
A year later, Pete moved up to the varsity, and LSU basketball was never the same.
They would turn the lights out at LSU. He'd come on the floor, he'd come out, spit on the basketball, and it was showtime. Carnival atmosphere, Mardi Gras, Pistol Pete Maravich.
The worst feeling I've ever had in my life, other than a letter from a divorce lawyer, was going down to Baton Rouge on Saturday night, going into that crazy cow palace they had with 10,000 half-drunk Cajuns, and knowing you had to hold their hero under 50 points. It was just a bad feeling, believe me.
Some of his shots were experimental. You never saw these things in practice. He'd just all of a sudden just come up with something. You're at the top of the key and you get by your man and you have the big center right there, and instead of shooting it, he throws it up against the backboard. The immediate reaction of the rest of the players is to turn and look. He catches it off the backboard, and as they come back, he slips right by and puts it right in for a layup. As he turns to dribble down court, there's a defender right there in a defensive stance, this close. And he turned and he put that ball through that defender's legs, circled him, and kept dribbling. The defender's just...
I don't think he ever shot on balance in his life. He was always falling one way or another. He would shoot leaning shots. And when he got hot, you could forget it. You wasn't not going to stop him.
Well, he's just an excitable boy.
I had an opportunity to guard Pete. We held him to 17 points in the first half in that ball game. We were really proud of that. Unfortunately, he got 41 in the second half.
We were playing Tulane down there, and their coach kept yelling, make him go left, make him go left, you can't go left. They held him to about 60 points that night, so obviously you could go left.
And you got to remember, that was with no three-point line.
The numbers he would have rung up would have been frightening. Conservatively, you'd have to give him 10, 12 points a game more, which gets him up into 55, 56 points a game, which is absurd.